All right. All righty.
Hello.
Hey, there's somebody there. I don't know who you are, but hello.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I don't know. Can you see me?
I cannot see you, but that's okay. I don't know if it's because of
Okay.
the. There we go. Now I see you. Is that you
Okay.
up there? Is
Oh,
that
okay.
you have an avatar of you?
Well, yeah, it's an avatar, but I don't know why my camera's not working.
Who cares? It looks great. So
Okay.
welcome. I think you just recently signed on, right?
Yes, I
Did you get
did,
my little
actually.
welcome note?
Yes, I did. Here's the
Good.
camera. I was actually just responding now as I was waiting for
Oh,
the.
okay, good. Yeah, sorry, I was a little bit late. Got
No, it's okay.
busy day at work, as you can
Yeah.
imagine. So, but anyway, great to see you guys here. So,
Thank you.
so welcome. I'm really thrilled. Um, as I'm going down here, hi Shelly, how you doing?
Fine.
Good. You're still plugging along, keeping things going. So you're doing great. JC, hey, congratulations. It was a good first week. What do you think?
Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can. What do you think? It was really
Great.
good. Congratulations.
It was great. Thank you.
Yeah. It feels good, right?
Yes.
I mean, I haven't read through anything yet because I did a little, typing this today during lunch, but I haven't been back. So I don't know if I asked you some questions. I probably did, and I haven't gotten those responses yet, right?
Yeah.
But it went well. Let me ask you this: are you hungry at all?
No, just head hunger.
Yeah, see, that's really good. I love that, right? Because your hunger stat is adjusted, and you're really comfortable doing what you're doing. So here's the thing. I mean, after a first big week like that, where you're down 11 pounds, if I'm correct,
Yes.
all I can say is at this point, great. You're on a really good track. Let's just, groove that track. I don't want you to be pulled outside of that track, right? I want to follow it all the way through to the finish line. So it's all about focus at this point. It's so easy when you're really not hungry to forget and to just grab an extra bite here or there because it's sitting there and because that's what you've been doing for 30 some odd years of your life, right? I mean, it's just so natural. Please try and stay focused. Get foods out of the way. Don't get distracted. Good.
No, I had Snickers today already. I'm going to do another week of Snickers.
Perfect. Why not, right? Because after all, do you miss having had quote unquote regular food last week?
No, I had it once on Sunday. We eat out every Sunday after church, and so I always use that as my cheat day.
Perfect.
Which is why I never make any progress. So so Sunday, I just went out and just did my 5 bites.
Perfect. So it was perfect. So in other words, the 5 bites of food that you had were the same volume roughly as a Snickers bar.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. It was a cheeseburger. I cut it in half only so I could get the best part of the cheeseburger.
Perfect.
Not because I was going to eat the whole half, but because I wanted burger and tomato and pickle in every bite.
Perfect.
And so that way I could kind of see what I was eating.
Love it.
I took my 5 bites and there was probably 4 left over in that half. So it was pretty small. Drank my water. I had a whole plate full of fries. I wasn't hungry for those, so I just left them. I wanted the burger, and that was it. And then I came home that night and got my Snickers and took about a bite of that, and I'm like, all right. Took another bite. Not great, and I just threw it away.
Oh, I love it. That's great. I mean, that's super. I think
I thought I'm not going to finish this whole candy bar if it doesn't taste good and I'm not starving. So
that's a great point. And I think I mentioned this before on one of the other chats, whatever, but it's not like I'm trying to lose weight because I'm not. I'm exactly where I want to be. I mean, every now and then I'll go up a few pounds after, I don't know, a party or weekend or whatever, and then I'll want to come down a little bit. But this was just a random day. And it was maybe a couple years ago, but I went to In-N-Out, which is a burger place here in Burbank, in California. I don't know where you're from. Are you from around there?
I actually live in Indiana, but my sister lives in California. She lives in Bakersfield.
Have you ever eaten it at In-N-Out?
No, but she talks about it all the time.
They're really good. Really good. It's all they do, right? But anyway, so I was there and I wasn't even thinking about food. I was reading, and I'm just reading and eating and wow, one bite, I'll never forget it. It just hit me. It was just a perfect bite of a hamburger. It was the perfect combination of meat and cheese and tomato and lettuce. Everything that they do is fresh. I mean, I had this bite. I'm like, oh my gosh, That is what a hamburger is all about.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't duplicate that.
Yeah.
I just put the hamburger down, I wrapped it all up, and I threw it away. I'm like, what's the point of eating another bite? Because there's no way that any other bites that I have can possibly live up to that last one.
Exactly.
I was done. You know, I'm like, that's phenomenal. So that was it.
I've never thrown half a candy bar away.
But no, good for you. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things where I really thought, I can. It's perfectly within the realm of my 10 bites. I sure can eat it.
That's right.
I just didn't want it. And I thought, this is ridiculous. Just get rid of it.
I love that. I mean, you're just going above and beyond, truly demonstrating control, perfect control. And the key is this, your stomach isn't dying for more. That's the key. That's why you're able to do it, right?
And the whole thing was, I wasn't even really hungry when I started it. I just had looked at my watch and knew I still had 5 bites left. It was one of those, well, I got 5 bites. And that's why I took it away. Because as soon as I took one bite, I'm like, well, that's one. And then I'm like, yeah, this is silly.
You did really good. So I think you're doing great. You'll inspire a lot of people. I mean, that's awesome. But, you know, here's the funny thing. I could tell from the chats all last week that you were going to have a big week. I mean, I knew it. I know from your frame of mind. I mean, there's certain people who just have it. They just get it. And all I need to know is that, and I know you're going to do well. I don't need to watch you with some secret video camera in your house, you know, that's in the corner. I just know because I can tell by, you know, your sort of your attitude and what you're saying. I know if you totally understand this or not. It's not about, you know, trying to sneak an extra bite here or there. You're not trying to, you sit there and scratch your head and wonder, how is it possible that I'm not losing weight? I mean, obviously we all know why people don't lose weight. It's because you're getting extra in. There's no doubt in my mind that that wasn't going to be an issue with you. And there again, I mean, a big week. So that's fantastic. And you're pretty thin. I mean, I'm looking at you now. You're not that heavy. What are you?
I'm 135.
Perfect.
I was 136 last week.
So yeah. So for you to drop 11 pounds in 1 week just shows other people what's possible even on a small frame, right?
Yeah, because I didn't expect that because my first week that I tried it, I was 155. And this was back in the end of January is when I ever first tried it.
Okay.
And I did what I thought was my perfect week.
Right.
And soda and maybe a little bit of cream in my coffee and not as perfect as last week.
Right.
And what I thought was being perfect though, I wasn't sneaking extra bites.
And how did you do that week? How did you do way back then when you first?
I only lost 7 pounds.
Okay.
And I had more on my frame.
That's right.
So I never expected to exceed 7 this week because I have a smaller frame. I'm 10 pounds lighter than when I first tried it.
That's right.
So I never expected anything over 7. And when I got 11, I thought, holy cow, the soda makes the difference. I got rid of the soda. I started drinking more coffee.
That's it.
And so literally coffee, water, and Snickers.
That's it. That's exactly right.
And then when I ate out on Friday, I didn't exceed my 5 bites. I wasn't trying to win any contest.
That's right.
I knew whatever I ate on Sunday was going to show up on the scale. And
That's
so
right.
I was, you know, I wasn't fooling anybody. It is what it is.
Perfect. It's perfect. You're right on. I just love it. So thanks so much for sharing because I love exactly everything that you've said. I love your frame of mind. I love your direction. And you are going to be done in no time. And it's going to be awesome. Just simply awesome.
And I have every, you know, I can eat regular foods if I want. I understand that. But I thought, you know, why tempt myself?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could handle it. I'm pretty sure I could stick with my 5 bites. I'm pretty sure. But I know how well a Snickers does.
Yep,
I'm not dying without the other stuff.
Perfect.
20 pounds from now, I'm going to get it anytime I want it.
So perfect. That's exactly right, by the way. So maybe
anytime I want it.
So maybe,
and as much as I want, kind of.
You're so right on there. So
it's a small sacrifice.
Perfect. It is. It's such a small sacrifice for such an extraordinary reward, right? The reward for doing this is absolutely extraordinary beyond your imagination right now. So yeah, it's the sacrifice is minuscule. It's nothing when you put things in perspective. But why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and follow through with Snickers again this week? And then next week, I actually want you to venture then into just regular food because I want you to get practice.
Yeah.
Before you're done, I want you to get practice sitting in front of a large amount of food at times and throwing most of it away. I mean, throwing, in fact, all of it away except for the 5 bites until we're through to the finish line. But I do want to practice that. So we'll do that if you would like starting next. Sound like a plan?
And that's exactly what I thought. I thought, okay, I got 1 week down with a great number.
Right.
And so let's do another week.
Just like that.
Just secure that I've got the 5 bites down. Just
That's it.
make sure I got it. And then by the 3rd week, I thought, here we go. Start
Perfect.
moving into real food, start doing that number. And no, I think it's going to go good. Like I said, every time I have a head hunger, I'm just like, why? Why would I blow it?
That's right. Drink
Drink
some water if you need to, or have a cup of coffee, and that's it. Let the time pass.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
it's just not, like I said, I did answer your email, but you haven't got it yet.
Right.
The difference between the feeling of success and the feeling of the guilt after that extra bite is
That's right.
Day. I don't know why I risked it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're speaking my language. I mean, you're preaching to the choir here, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. What's the point?
Yeah.
So perfect.
It's
You
not
so
worth
got it. But see, I knew this from talking to you last week, or just from reading what you were describing. So I knew that you understood all of this, and I knew you're going to do great. That's exactly it. That's what it's all about.
Thanks.
So,
Yeah, no, I had huge milestones last week, which, like you said, when you were reading it, you knew I was going to do well. And after I got through some of those things, I knew that I mean business this time around, because when I give up popcorn and fries, something serious is going on, you know. So,
but I love it. It's at this point, honestly, it's just frankly exciting.
You
realize that you are going to get to the magical number for you. There's no doubt about it. It's 100% guaranteed. Now it's just a matter of time. It's about sitting back and just watching the show, and you're going to get there fast. And it's really exciting, don't you think?
Oh, it's very exciting. I went down a whole jean size this week.
Don't buy clothes. Don't buy clothes. Listen to me. Don't buy anything until you get done.
No. I have a whole stack of jeans because I was this size like 2 years ago. Okay. And I have a whole stack in this size. So all I did was pull those out of the closet.
Good.
Start putting those on. But the funny thing is, 2 years ago, I suffered from bowel obstructions.
Okay.
And I had a surgery and gotten really sick afterwards and lost a lot of weight.
Right.
And I was down to 35, which is where I'm at now.
Okay.
And everybody just thought I was going to fall over dead. They were like, "Oh, you look so gaunt. You need to gain weight." And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, "Wow, I am really thin." And today I'm at 135, and I'm thinking, I have a ways to go. You know, I mean, not a long ways. But I don't feel comfortable here.
It's different when you're there because of disease versus when you're there versus, just, intending to do it. Right. So that's a big part of it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're feeling, when you've had like obstruction, whatever, it really sets your body back. I mean, you feel horrible, right?
Oh, it's huge. I had 2 in 2 years.
Oh.
My obstructions are caused by adhesions.
Right, so as they usually are.
Right.
They go in there and lice them, they cut them out.
Right, and every time I went in, I had to have big open surgery.
They didn't do it laparoscopically.
Huh?
They didn't do it laparoscopically?
Not for bowel obstructions, no.
Both times they were open.
Well, it depends. That's okay. That's fine. But you've had it taken care of, whatever. But the thing is this: there's a lot that goes on with the bowel obstruction. Number one, you have a lot of fluid. There's a lot of fluid that shifts out from around your periphery into and around the intestines, following a bowel obstruction. So just the shifting of fluid. I mean, you'll look and feel horrible when you get one of these obstructions. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I lose you there?
Yeah, just a little. Go ahead again.
I was saying that there's such fluid shifts when you have a bowel obstruction because so much fluid's recruited in and around the bowels that, you will look and feel horrible. There's a couple things that people may have said before. First of all, I think you look great, right? But I know it's even going to get even better if that's possible, right? But it's this change, the sudden shock that alerts people. And when they see a big change, they want to immediately attach it to something. In the case of your previous surgery, they say, "Well, my gosh, it was because of you just had surgery, and look at how bad you look." But then again, you may actually have looked gaunt and whatnot, as I say, because of all the fluid shifts and what that can do to your body. But all I can say is right now, I think you look absolutely fantastic, and keep it going.
I may switch to my phone because I'm losing you a little bit.
Oh, no. Don't lose me.
Are you still there?
Don't lose me.
Yeah, I may switch to my phone.
Oh, that's all good.
I'll switch to my phone because I'm losing you a little bit in here.
Perfect. Okay, that's totally good. But anyway, thank you so very, very much for everything, because I think what you're doing is brilliant. Does everybody else hear her okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
cutting out just a little bit, but installing.
Yeah, I may switch to my phone. My computer's doing some funny stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's all good if that works. If it works, can you talk through your phone?
Yeah, that's how I did the last one.
Oh, great. Let's do it.
So I'll switch over and you'll kind of see me come back.
Okay, that sounds all good.
Thanks.
So Sharon, welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Good. You know, again, I haven't gotten to the emails yet, so I sent you a letter.
Right. I hadn't responded yet anyway.
Oh, okay.
But just
Okay.
in terms of just a little blurb about me.
Okay.
So I discovered your diet late last year in November.
Okay.
I did it, but unfortunately it was right before the holidays. I did almost 10 pounds my first week.
Okay.
And then the holidays came and I gained it all back. So I
Fair enough.
restarted January 1st. And since then I lost 30 pounds between January and like the middle of February.
Good.
But I've just been on, well, no, I've just been on this standstill since mid-February because
Okay.
I went home to Louisiana for Mardi Gras and
Yay.
just divulged in the food.
That's
And I don't know, I just
that's my stomping
mentally,
grounds, right?
that's your what? Yeah,
That's
you
my
went to
stomach.
Tulane, right?
I went to Tulane, yeah.
Yeah, I went to LSU.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I had my roommate actually in med school was
Right.
was from LSU. So
Okay,
he did part of his
Yeah.
work there. So it was all good.
yeah. So you guys were our competitor because I went to school at LSU as well.
Did you go to med
for
school?
Yeah. I'm a
Oh, so you went to
physician.
LSU Med.
Correct.
When did you graduate?
2003.
Okay. There was a surgeon there by the name of Dr. Buchner from LSU side that I knew really,
Depends
really
on
well.
which campus? Yeah, I don't remember all the surgeons.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a while ago. So anyway, it's like something happened since that trip, and mentally, I just haven't been able to get back on track.
Okay.
And I've tried resetting my hunger stat. I've done it. So when I first got back, I've done 3 to 4 days where it was reset.
Right.
And then mentally, it's not that I'm physically hungry, it's mental.
Yes, that's absolutely right. It's sort of what I think JC was referring to in terms of mental hunger, right? It's
Right.
it's all the years of habit that are ingrained in us, and it's hard to break it. But why? If you're not truly physically dying, why? I guess what I'm just asking you to do is picture for a split second what the prize at the end looks like. I want you to remember always how extraordinary your life is going to become when you are thin. It's unbelievable. And then don't give in to the mental hunger, right? Because the benefits are that extraordinary. Let me ask you, what kind of medicine do you practice?
I'm actually a general surgeon.
Oh, really? Fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you do like gastric bypass surgery and that sort of thing?
No, I mean, well, I did in residency, but that's not part of my clinical practice now. I'm actually doing more like plastics type stuff. It's more wound and aesthetics related.
Okay, great.
So, but I mean, yeah, I've done my fair share of gastric bypasses. So yeah, the methodology, and it makes complete sense.
So you understand it, and you've read through my book, maybe?
No, I completely understand. Yeah, I've read your book a couple of times. It's just like I said. So I mean, the science is there. I understand why it will work.
Right. It's just a matter of doing it, sticking to it.
Exactly.
So you felt that maybe by coming here, I'd be able to help you do just that. And
I need something else, because it got to the point where I think I was watching one of the older chats, like the forums on Facebook are fine, but your message sort of gets diluted, and I find that if I'm encouraging somebody else through their stumble, then that leads me to stumble, because then I start doing the pep talk to myself, and tomorrow will be okay, you start over the next day.
Well, you are.
I don't know. I just need to switch.
I think you're in a perfect place. I mean, we're all on the same page. The message never changes. It's always exactly the same. We go hard, we get the job done, and you leave here in absolutely exquisite shape, a brand new physiology. It's absolutely perfect.
Right.
So I think it's great what you're doing. Are you married by chance?
Not yet. Engaged.
Well, congratulations. I think that's fantastic. When do you plan on getting married?
Hopefully next year. He has to be on U.S. soil because he actually works out of the country and travels a lot. So our
Okay.
schedules are completely.
I think that works
disconnected.
out well because let's face it, if your mind is where I would hope it would be and your intent is to get really fit prior to
Right.
hopefully your wedding, I mean, this is the big time of your life, right? You want to look
Right.
absolutely gorgeous in that wedding dress, right? That gown.
Right. Of course, yeah.
You have to fit it 6 months before you get married. You want to be
Right.
at your ideal weight by that time, right?
Right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it hard. Let's get this thing done. It can be the greatest time of your life. All I need for you to do is just remember what we're going for, why we're doing this, and those extra bites. That's sort of what Chasey was talking about. Those extra bites are just so not worth it. They seem
worth
like
it,
you
right.
need them right here, right now, but think about it. If you have that extra bite or 2 or 3, it is not going to avert hunger 6 hours
Right.
from now in any way. You're going to get just as hungry as you always do at that
Right.
particular time during the day. It doesn't do anything for you. So there's
Right.
just no point in ever deviating from the plan. Let's be perfect. Let's be consistent. Let's stay committed, and let's get this thing done.
And aside from that, I have this all or nothing personality. So if I do have those extra
Well,
bites,
I mean,
my
you're a surgeon.
mentality
I mean, that's it.
switches
Right?
to it's blown. So might as well, indulge for the rest of the day and then get back on track the next day.
I hear what you're saying.
So
But good. But now that you've got that personality, I want you to really focus on just doing it and getting it done. Doing the weight thing and just getting it done. Check it off your
Right.
list. I mean, in my opinion, we've got this long list of life's to-do items. First on that list should be to perfect your health. Let's do this.
Right.
As a physician, oh my gosh, I mean, we're out there trying to help other people, right? But we often forget about ourselves. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what a statement you're making if not only are you helping people, but you also display a perfect example, right?
right.
How perfect is that? So let's do this thing.
I'm gonna try. Not try,
No.
I'm gonna do it.
Good. So I'm so thrilled to have you. Thanks so much. I mean, this
Thank
is
you.
really exciting for me. So let's just jump right back on board. But why not be perfect this week? Do you think you can do it?
I know I can do it. My only thing is the Snickers thing doesn't work for me. I think because I'm a sweets person,
Okay.
and that it's just like a trigger for me. So even when I started in
No,
January,
let's go back to that. What do you mean a trigger?
Mhm.
it's a trigger for me to crave other sweets.
Yep.
So
I hear that.
like
I mean, Shelley,
it's
you
a
talked about
study
this
of
a lot
one.
too. I mean,
Pardon me?
Shelley's talked about this trigger thing too. But what are we triggering? Again, what is the prize? And is anything that you're craving worth more than the prize? Right?
So yes, in actuality, no, but in reality, and at the time when I'm craving it, yeah, it's
Yep,
worth
can't
it,
see forgoing that
You're
extra
not
bite.
thinking about that at the time because all you're doing
right,
is
exactly.
more.
You have the regret that kicks in after the fact when you think, okay, crap, I blew it.
Okay, so there's a couple different things that we could do. Number one, we could just be really, really strict and completely avoid all triggers, right? But on the other hand, I actually like the idea of introducing triggers into your regimen. Why? Because I want to prove to you all, I want you to prove to yourself that you have control above everything. That no matter what the triggers are, you actually have a willpower that allows you to taste all this sugary stuff and stop at bite number 5 and just do it because that's the way it's designed. Just like what Chasey said. I mean, you just do it. Or if you want to have less than 5, 3 bites because you can. Because it's all just an example or a demonstration of your willpower. If you want to have less than 5 bites, you decide to do just that simply because you can. I mean, I love that. I love that display of willpower. I think it's a great tool to have. And I think it's something that I would like everybody to play with and experiment with, hopefully successfully at some point in time along this journey. For now, I mean, what I first try and do is I try and set the hunger stat, right? So that's the whole idea behind having the Snickers bar twice a day, because it is absolutely exact to the 100th of an ounce, meal in and meal out every single time you eat it. I know that. So what we do is set the hunger stat perfectly, and then we move into regular food using your willpower to absolutely stop at bite number 5, keeping the bites roughly the same size as a fifth of a Snickers bar. That's the way I like to do it. And then what I'll often encourage my patients to do is actually go to some place like a buffet restaurant. Pay the $15 or $20 to enter the buffet. Sit there in front of all of this food. No one bite is ever going to be the best of anything you've ever had, but it's a buffet, whatever. Some of it can be quite good. Look at it all. Maybe put a lot of different things on your plate. And when you sit down in front of this food, you pick out which 5 bites you're going to have. They're not big. There's nothing grand about having a big bite. No, it doesn't taste any better than a small bite, right? So you sit down in front of this large plate of food and you pick out 5 normal-sized bites that represent the flavors that are sitting on the plate. You do it, and then the best bite is yet to come, and that is where you take all this food and you throw it away. And when you walk back out that door of that buffet restaurant, you feel incredible. You feel more power. I mean, that feeling outweighs any number of bites that you could possibly have had when you were at the restaurant. So that's why I say it's a good practice. I would say then for you who's addicted to, say, sugary things, I would say, why not start with that? Why not do just the Snickers and prove to yourself that you can stop after the one Snickers bar? Here's the trick, right? It's the 2 to 5 minutes after you just had one Snickers bar. It's that small window where you have to avoid having anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tough through it, because once the bar's inside, your hunger status satisfied. Your hunger satisfied. You've had your meal, and that flavor, that immediate memory of the flavor is gone. You're good. Now you're no longer craving anything.
You crave it all afternoon,
No,
Doctor.
that's
All
Exactly.
afternoon.
I agree with you, Shelley.
Think about nothing but that another Snickers.
okay. So let me ask you this: what about if you were to drink a cup of water or have a cup of black coffee after your Snickers? Because that'll completely remove any of the sweet flavor from your mouth.
I haven't tried the coffee chaser. So maybe that would be a way of cleansing the palate.
Why not? So why don't we try it then?
I'm not really a coffee drinker, so I'm not a coffee drinker at all. I don't like the taste. But I since doing this diet, I do the black coffee in the morning.
Good.
So what has worked for me, because I know in essence this is about volume.
Right.
I did from the inception, because again, I tried the Snickers for 2 days as max.
And just couldn't do it right.
All of it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I resorted to food early on, even when I lost the 30 pounds initially. That was with regular food. I just, since I'm an analytical person, I restricted it to the volume of a Snickers.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, that's exactly my intent. It's what I want.
That's what worked for me.
But here's the thing: can you be perfect? Can you be perfect? That's
so actually, this was my trick. I don't know if you can see this.
I can.
This
What
is a
that?
plating ring.
Is that something you had manufactured?
No, actually, it's. I watch a lot of cooking shows. So this is a plating ring.
Oh, okay.
The volume is 2 ounces. So
Okay.
when I serve my meals at home, this is what I use.
But what if you?
So I know that you're not a fan of pre-measuring, but that's what worked for me.
Fair enough. Okay, so I guess I'm okay with that. So let's work with it. But then all of your food has to fit within that. But here's the question: what if you go and you have a little bit of steak and some mashed potatoes and a little salad and some bread on the plate? Do you take each bite and stick it all in there, make sure it all fits in that little round cylinder first before you have each?
I'm not. Yeah, actually, that's what I was doing, because before, when I was doing it, even though I had some modest losses, it was I was trying to get as much into my mouth with the 5 bites. Right.
That's
so I know that's not
too, right?
That's not what,
So-
exactly.
So you could do one a couple things. I'm not so sure that this 2 ounce ring deal is going to work in practical sense. Maybe. I mean, if you can find a way to make it work, great. From a logistical standpoint, I just imagine myself. I don't want to stick a bunch of food all mashed together, because I like my flavors individualized. If I have my bread, I don't want it with I don't want a little bit soggy from the dressing of the salad as well. You understand the whole bit. So I'm not sure that it's going to work perfectly, but maybe it will. Maybe you can find a way to make it work. But on the other hand, what is exact is the number of times your hand rises to your mouth and you take a bite. You limit that to 5. Keep your bites small, and we're all on the same page. We're going to do great. I I kind of, from a really practical standpoint, I kind of would like to find a food that comes prepackaged, that's exact in its volume, is extremely consistent, just like Chasey did, that we know for sure will, I mean, there's no, modifying it. There's no, I don't know, leeways any way, one way or the other with it. I mean, it's exact in its volume. That's what I would like to do. Maybe like a granola bar or
Right.
I don't know, some other sort of prepackaged food. There's two things here, guys. I'm so sorry about this. I've got two messages on my screen. One is that the meeting's about to stop. The other is I'm about to lose my battery. The meeting is the meeting, but I don't want to lose my battery. So if I suddenly go out, everything goes black, you guys know what happened. Okay.
What about the burritos? The El Monterey burritos.
So here's the thing about those burritos, because we talked about this last week, right? By the way, have they been working pretty well for you?
Great.
Good. I just know that it's more than what I think of as a 5-bite volume.
Yeah, I don't eat the whole thing. Right.
Well, do you always throw the exact same amount away? How do you know what that amount is?
Yeah, I do. About a fourth of it.
I mean, here's the thing about most of these prepackaged burritos. They are about the same size, meal in and meal out. So maybe you just get into a habit, if you're going to do this, of cooking what up, cutting it in half, throwing half in the trash, and then eating the other half. Something like that. I don't know. That I think might work pretty well. For me, for you, Shelly, I want to hurry up and get this thing done. We've been doing this for so long. Let's just do this thing, right? So when we're talking about these El Monte burritos, you have a bite, you have a second one, you have a third one. How is the fourth one going to change your memory of this particular burrito tomorrow? Or let's say a month from now. How is another bite going to change any kind of this experience a month from now?
Not going to change anything.
Then why do it? Then why?
Because I guess, well, I don't know why I do it.
Well, that's what I want to know. Is it because you're hungry? No. Is it because you're hungry?
No, I'm full.
Then don't do it. Then you should, if you truly want the finish line, then you should be able to just have, certainly less than what you're doing. It sort of goes back to, remember when this Dr. Collins was on here? Mm-hmm. She kept saying, I want this. She never wanted it. If you don't want to get thin, it's never going to happen. But if this is something you want, if you truly want to get to where we're going, and you've done great so far, I mean, down 50 some odd pounds, I mean, a tremendous example. But if you truly want to cross that finish line, and trust me, it's worth it, then why have those extra bites of the burrito? Why? Maybe you're comfortable going to the beach.
With me, I think I've just been hard to believe I could do it. Hard to believe I could get this thin the whole time.
Well, you're doing it. I mean, you've already proven that this absolutely is going to work, right? There's no doubt about it. So now it's just a matter of time. The question is, do you want to drag this out for another 6 months, or do you just want to be done tomorrow?
No, you know what? I don't want to be miserable. Not miserable, but I want to enjoy it. If I work really, really hard to do it really fast, it backfires on me. And
it won't, though. It should. Well, I shouldn't say it won't. I should say it should.
Because then it's on the weekend, then I blow it or something, or I can do it for so many days perfect, and then the next day, the fourth day or something, I was like, I can't do this today. I just can't do this today. And so for me, it works better to eat just a little bit more and satisfy myself, even with just the taste and the flavor.
Okay.
It takes my time.
I don't want to lose this chat completely. I'm going to have to quit this thing right here, right now. I'm so sorry, everybody. Thanks so much for coming on. Okay. But let me shut this thing down. Okay, save it. Great job, everybody. Let me see you again next week, okay? Can we do this again?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do.
Absolutely. Everyone's doing great. I'll see you all next week.
Kathy.
Great. Okay.
Thank you.